Hey guys, good morning to you. The time now is 6:31 this morning. I'm on the corner of 4th Avenue Northwest and 16th Street in Austin. What we know so far at this hour, events got underway just a few hours before 3:30 this morning, and that's around the time when authorities received reports of something happening in the area. Now take a look behind me here. There's a large police presence with events being centered around a white vehicle there in the driveway of the home at 1708 4th Avenue Northwest. Now officers have removed several items from the trunk, with those items being placed on the driveway there. And something to keep in mind here, all traffic has been blocked off on 4th Avenue Northwest between 16th and 18th Street. So if that's a long your morning commute, you're going to want to find an alternate route. Now be sure to stay with ABC6 because this is of course the developing story, so we'll be sure to bring you more updates as we learn them. Live in Austin, Quannah-Arnold, ABC6 News. Good morning. Hey, Jeremy, good morning to you. More than 10 hours of negotiations and uncertainty is what transpired here on the 4th Avenue Northwest in Austin. According to Austin police, this all started in Owatonna when a man began ramming police cars with his vehicle. Now, that led to a police chase that spanned multiple cities and police departments and ended at a house just behind me here on the 1700 block of 4th Avenue in Austin. Police say they spent more than 10 hours negotiating with the driver, all while he had a 7-year-old child in the car with him, as well as edged weapons and bear spray.
So we are uncertain what his intentions are, if any. He seems to have some serious mental health issues right now.
Authorities arrested the man around 9 o'clock this morning. Austin Police Captain Todd Clennon says there will be no local charges, but the suspect will head to Steele County to answer for his initial crimes in Owatonna. Now, the police say the 7-year-old girl is at home safe with her family. We do not yet know the name of the man involved or what charges he's facing just yet, but we are working to learn more about this story for you, so be sure to stay with ABC6 both on air and online as we continue to bring you updates as we receive them. I'm here just next to the Chick-fil-A off of Broadway Avenue, and all is calm right now, but just a few hours ago was a completely different story. Here's what we know. At approximately 2:12 p.m., the Rochester Police Department received reports of multiple shots fired right next to the restaurant. We have some video here for you. One man was shot and transported to Mayo Clinic St. Mary's. 2 men are in custody at this time, but their names have not yet been released. RPD has confirmed there was an altercation prior to when the shooting occurred. A tow truck did arrive at the scene not too long ago to remove 2 vehicles involved with the shooting. RPD says there is no active threat to the public at this time. Be sure to stay with ABC6 as we continue to bring you updates throughout the night, both on air and online. Spencer was not joking. It is cold, cold, cold. You can definitely feel those wind chills right now. Looking at our current conditions behind me, you can see, visibility, please excuse me, it's hard to speak. The visibility is pretty low right now. These wind speeds are picking up and kind of dying down as the night goes on. But temperatures like these can affect you and your daily activities in more ways than one, right? Small businesses have kind of been relying on the graciousness of their community to realize what's going on and what they're dealing with right now. Just last year, the VA healthcare system for both the Minneapolis and Rochester area reported over 1,500 outpatient care visits, but less than 400 veterans registered for benefits. According to recent numbers, veterans are 1.5 times more likely to die by suicide when compared to civilian citizens. But that doesn't have to be the case. Anyone can lend a helping hand to those in need.
There's not a well-known, national public campaign against suicide. And so just getting awareness out that it's okay to talk about that just because you're struggling with something that's negative in your life doesn't mean you should be ashamed of it or that it is shameful.
During a training event on Wednesday, experts at the VA trained people who work with veterans. They taught them suicide prevention techniques through a national program called SAVE, which is designed to help veterans in crisis.
Suicide is so tragic and it is so awful, but we have to be able to talk about it and we have to be able to help people who have those feelings. And I think as part of our human condition, many of us are familiar with struggles.
And those struggles can be especially tough on those who have been to war.
When we were in Iraq, we lost 3 guys to combat, and I stopped counting at 9 the number of veterans that committed suicide since we went back. So every veteran has been touched by another veteran's suicide.
Land of the free because of the brave. But who can those bravest turn to in their time of need?
It's tough because of just how many there are. And it's tough because we're tough on each other. You know, you have this veteran culture of being masculine and tough and not needing help. Having that fraternity, brotherhood, family to fall back on and to have mutual supports is really what helped me out and what has helped out most of the veterans I know.
It can be difficult hearing the heartbreaking stories of those who give their all to protect those who can't protect themselves. But lending a helping hand can be as simple as just listening. We're going to take a quick look at current conditions right now for the Rochester area. Visibility is high, roads are fairly clear with, some snow on the side banks, of course, and temperatures aren't that bad. It's pretty warm, no dancing to stay, warm. Right now, we did learn that the Minnesota National Weather Service office is saying that with these changing temperatures that we're seeing, it can bring some pretty unique road conditions. The presidential primary is the only election in Minnesota where you'll first have to select your political party before you receive your ballot. Things started off pretty slowly today across the area for polling locations, but as the day has gone by, we've seen a slight increase in voter turnout. But an important question voters need to ask themselves is, why should you vote in a presidential primary election? 50 years ago, a young man and wife no older than 25 made a name for themselves right here in the Med City, bringing Norwegian culture to a market in a way that hadn't been done before, and starting a business that continues to withstand the test of time. The year is 1984. You're a lone musician who just left his band, and you're trying your hand at a solo career. That's exactly what needed to happen for one Australian native to lay a foundation, ultimately influencing a 40-year anniversary tour.
I don't remember not playing. It's like trying to remember your first footsteps. There's no way I can remember that first strum on a guitar.
In that same year, a young Michael Charles releases his first solo record, Without Your Love, and started his own record company, Moonlight Label, all to support his family and travel the journey of self-expression. But in 1989, an invitation to America from the infamous Mr. Buddy Guy changes everything.
When you get invited out by a guy like Buddy Guy and his management, it doesn't get any higher than that. So it was like, I still remember my management saying, we just got invited to play at Buddy Guy's club in Chicago, and asked me, what do you think? And I kind of just said, there's nothing to think about. I've already got one leg on the plane, man. Let's go.
It's through this partnership the Aussie singer was inducted to the Chicago Blues Hall of Fame. Now, 16 tours and 3 record studios later, MC is on top of the world. But it's not all clear sky blues.
It hits you like a ton of bricks. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Right? That's all. That's the best way I could put it.
He's living proof a 40-year career doesn't come without sacrifice. The death of his parents, a failed marriage, and a strained relationship with his 2 children left me wondering, is it really all worth it? According to Michael, maybe it is.
Because you can't live life with regret. If you start regretting things, you're going to start to deteriorate. And I made a decision very early in life. This is what I want to do. And I've never looked back. And all the prices that I've paid for it, going back to your last question, yes, it's worth it.
One stop on his 40th anniversary tour, Brothers Bar and Grill in Rochester on Saturday, May 11th. He says, as long as God doesn't fail him, he's going to keep on writing songs. Road conditions right now, one more look As you can see, again, visibility is pretty low behind me, and one thing I do want to point out right now is this slick roads and the packed snow, not ice, that's on the roads that can cause driving conditions to worsen. Is defending its decision to declare President Trump the winner of the caucus, saying that the projection was based on, quote, an analysis of early returns, as well as a survey of voters who planned to caucus on Monday night, both showing Trump with an insurmountable lead, end quote. And nobody could have beat him. It was a day of innovation here in Iowa. Secretary Naig learned on his annual tour of each county in the state about the incredible agricultural advancements being made right here at home.
No renewable diesel in the Midwest. There's biodiesel, but this is a different process. Things that get landfilled, waste, fats, oils, greases, and it's going to be possibly in the next jet engine to fly you to your next vacation.
And it isn't just renewable energy being redefined in Iowa. Valent Biosciences, based in Osage, is changing the way we look at fertilizer. From testing to filtering both healthy and toxic bacteria to distributing high-quality plant food. Secretary Naig says there's nothing more important than sourcing local.
Well, we're at 185 weeks of consecutive weeks of at least D1 drought in the state of Iowa, and yet we grew one of our, top 5 largest corn and soybean crops. And how does that happen? Well, it happens because of innovation, tools that have been brought to the farm, better genetics, better traits, better tools, better equipment. And so what I see in agriculture is tremendous innovation, tremendous advancements. I don't think people always think of ag as being so innovative.
And the theme of the day, all roads lead to corn.
What we do so well in this state, growing a lot of corn and a lot of soybeans, and then adding value to that. In the case of Pure Prairie Poultry, it is we take grain that we feed and create this high value, high quality chicken meat that consumers are looking for. In the case of Valent Biosciences, you're taking, again, soybean and corn products and then turning that into high value, bio-based crop protection tools.
Innovation may not be the first word that comes to mind when you think agriculture, but here in Iowa, they're doing just that. Overall, it was a great day for the Hawkeye State. They proved that you can have your corn and eat it too. Voting will be closed at 8 o'clock tonight, so you have just a few more hours before you miss your chance to head to the polls and select your party's presidential nominee. An important piece of information here: if you are in line by 8 p.m. and at your polling location, you will be allowed to select or submit your vote. 8 years ago today, in 2016, only 2 babies were born in Olmsted County. ABC6 interviewed one of the mothers. Take a look.
I think being the youngest of 4, he's just trying to stand out a little bit, have something extra special. So yeah, 2020 will be his first birthday. He is definitely trying to play up that mom said I could be the favorite child if I came on leap day, because he has been the quickest delivery. He's been the best nurser. He's been a pretty good sleeper, so he's trying really hard to pull that favorite child thing out, I think. Don't tell my other boys.
Fast forward to today, and she's joining us once again. Here with me this morning is Tanya Kime and 8-year-old Calvin. Tanya, good morning.
Good morning.
And Calvin, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Now, can you explain to me, what is it like having a birthday, your real birthday, once every 4 years?
I know, but I don't really know at the same time, because I was 4 years old when I had my first actual leap year baby. And then now I'm 8 when I have my second, and this is one that I'm probably going to remember for a pretty long time.
He's unique. He's special. He's funny. He's a funny kid.
Perfect. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for waking up with us so early, being here, celebrating your birthday, Calvin, with ABC6. We are so grateful to have you guys.
Thanks for having us back.
One last look at current conditions for the Rochester area. Behind me, again, visibility is pretty high. Roads are clear. The temps are not that bad. But I will say, you can still see your breath. I don't know if you saw that. But once again, it's not too bad. We're expecting some changes as we go into the weekend.